Remember those futuristic ads where we were promised 3D hologram calls? The year 2000 was supposed to look like Star Wars. Instead, it looks like another awkward Zoom meeting where someone says, "You're on mute," while our Wi-Fi collapses because someone's watching Netflix. It's 2025. We've got AI writing breakup texts, billionaires selling flamethrowers, and people training chatbots to flirt for them. But hologram calls? Still science fiction. So the question is simple. Why are we still stuck on boring flat screens? Why don't we have hologram calls yet? Spoiler, it's not because tech companies didn't try. It's because physics, money, and human laziness teamed up to say nope. Pop culture sold us the fantasy hard. But the idea of hologram calls wasn't just sci-fi fantasy. Star Wars made it look casual. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. Iron Man had Tony Stark casually running board meetings with floating projections while inventing time travel in his garage. Even 90s cartoons told kids, by 2020, you'll be calling grandma as a 3D projection. Tech companies doubled down. Nokia concept ads showed futuristic hologram phones. Microsoft hyped HoloLens as a window into 3D calls. Apple quietly filed patents like, "Shh, trust us, it's coming." Basically, by now, we were supposed to be sipping overpriced lattes while our boss appeared in full 3D to remind us about deadlines. Instead, the closest thing to a hologram most people see is Tupac's comeback tour. Let's get real. A hologram isn't just a fancy video. A flat Zoom call gives you 2D. A hologram bends light so it looks real from any angle. Walk around it and the image shifts naturally, like the person is actually in the room. Sounds magical, right? The catch? To make that magic happen, you need 3D capture, dozens of cameras scanning you in real time, not just one webcam. Massive bandwidth. A single second of hologram data is bigger than your entire Netflix library. Projection hardware, something that can actually beam that light into your living room. Translation? You need NASA servers, Hollywood cameras, and a spaceship-grade projector, just to say, "Hey bro, what's for dinner?" (2012) Coachella, the Tupac hologram. Viral, legendary. Except, it wasn't a hologram. It was a 19th century magic trick called Pepper's Ghost. Victorians used it in theaters. Congrats, you just got scammed by old-timey stage magicians. 2018, Vodafone. They demoed the first 5G hologram call. In reality, it worked only with special booths, insane bandwidth, and luck. Try it in your kitchen, and your router would explode. 2020's startups. Companies like Portal sell giant hologram boxes, basically phone booths that beam life-size CEOs across continents. They cost $60,000 each. For that price, you could literally fly the CEO to your meeting every time. So yeah, holograms exist. If you're a billionaire, a rock star, or a science fair project. For normal people, still fantasy. Here's why you can't casually hologram your crush yet. Number 1, data gluttony. 1 second of full 3D hologram equals gigabytes. Even with 5G, it's like trying to shove a watermelon through a drinking straw. 2, projection tech. Making light hang in thin air is Nobel Prize hard. AR glasses can fake it, but actual free-floating holograms? Physics says, lol, no. 3. Price. Nobody's dropping $20,000 on a phone just to see grandma sneeze in 3D. 4. The creepy factor. Studies show people actually find 3D lifelike holograms uncomfortable. Imagine your boss scolding you in holographic 8K while you're still in pajamas. Nightmarish. Basically, hologram calls are a triple combo of too heavy, too expensive, and too weird. But hey, progress is happening. AR and VR headsets, Apple Vision Pro, Meta Quest Pro, they fake holograms by blending 3D video into your view. It's still bulky and looks ridiculous in public, but it's baby steps. Volumetric capture studios. Hollywood uses these to scan actors into games. Real time? Possible. Affordable? Not unless you have Marvel's budget. Light field displays. Labs are bending light to make semi-holograms. They're the size of a coffee table and cost more than a car. Cool demo, useless for daily calls. So yes, we're closer, but not download Zoom update, boom, hologram closer. More like check back in 2040, maybe closer. Here's the twist. Maybe hologram calls aren't here because nobody actually wants them. Think about it. Phone calls killed letters. Text killed phone calls. Video calls killed phone calls. Every step made communication simpler and lazier, not fancier. Do you really want your mom popping up life-size in your living room to remind you to get married? Or your boss materializing in 3D while you're hiding in bed? Flat screens may be boring, but they're safe. Holograms? They're like inviting people to invade your personal space in high definition. Technically, yes. The building blocks are coming together. 6G networks could handle insane data loads. AI compression can shrink 3D files to manageable size. AR glasses might eventually become normal. So, one day, maybe 20 years from now, you'll have a casual hologram FaceTime. But by then, people might not care. We might have brain-to-brain texting, or AI clones that attend calls for us. Irony, by the time hologram calls are possible, they'll already feel outdated. And here's the part nobody talks about. Even if we could make hologram calls today, the business model is broken. Telecom giants want profit, not innovation. If they can keep charging you for basic 4G while selling unlimited data that's actually capped, why risk billions on hologram networks? Hardware companies are too busy selling incremental iPhones every year. Why release hologram tech that might cannibalize their screen sales? And let's be honest, most people would just use holograms for nonsense. 90% of hologram calls would be cat filters, prank calls, or awkward Tinder chats. So the brutal truth? Tech companies aren't rushing this because they don't see the money in it yet. Instead of true hologram calls, here's what's coming first. Mixed reality meetings where your coworkers appear as avatars in AR glasses. AI avatars that answer calls for you so you can binge Netflix. 3D video chat filters. Imagine Snapchat lenses, but in hologram form. In other words, the future of communication might look more like Fortnite than Star Wars. So why don't we have hologram calls yet? Because the universe doesn't care about sci-fi promises. Physics is hard, data is expensive, companies are lazy, and humans are, well, humans. Until then, you're stuck with 2D calls, blurry webcams, and awkward "can you hear me now" moments. But when hologram calls do finally arrive, you can bet the first thing people will do is use them to send memes. If you enjoyed this breakdown of another tech dream that still isn't real, hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe to Yet, because the future might not be here yet, but when it arrives, you'll want to laugh at it with us first.